Howdy, we are with Jordan VanWinkle, who is a senior at Sulphur Springs
Yes,
High School.
sir.
Okay, good. And she is an intern with Texas A&M AgriLife and the Hopkins County AgriLife office, and is being supervised by Mario Villarino, who we were talking with here not too long ago. But Mario made us aware of an internship that you're involved in, and this is a remarkable thing, especially for a senior in high school to be involved in. I need to find out more about that. But this is going to be a thing that you are going to be doing with the Hopkins County Sheriff's Office and the Hopkins County Jail.
Yes.
And it is raising plants, and you can tell me what kind of plants, fruits and vegetables.
We're starting with strawberries. That'll be the first
Strawberries, good. In a greenhouse.
Yes.
And it's going to involve the trustees?
The female trustees specifically.
Female trustees in the Hopkins County Jail.
Yes.
Remarkable thing for someone as young as yourself to be involved in, but tell me about it.
So this is in partnership with Texas FFA and the Ford Motor Companies through the Ford Leadership Scholar Program. And so this is a very rigorous program to get into. Only 10 of us are selected in the state out of about 30,000 Texas FFA members.
Wow.
And so what this is a commitment to complete a substantial and sustainable community service project. And so once we got back from our training week, I talked to anybody that would let me in their office. And so after talking with Sheriff Tatum and talking with Mario, we discussed a lot about how the female trustee program has the opportunity for growth. The male trustee program, there's about 50 of them. They have their own farm, slaughterhouse. It's incredible. But there's only about 7 to 9 female trustees, and they clean county buildings all week. And so this is an opportunity for these females to get a tangible, real-life skill, and also having the honor of starting something from a seed and seeing it to completion, whether that's selling it as a jam or jelly in a farmer's market. And so there's really beneficial research that's been done about how light therapy is great for recidivism rates, which reduces their chance of returning back to the system, and also their rates of reintegrating into society better now that they have these agricultural skills that will help them further on.
Yeah. Now this involves, as we were talking before we turned the cameras on and the microphones on, this involves aquaponics, which has to do with fish.
Yes.
And hydroponics, which I guess refers to water. But how do the fish participate, or how are the fish involved in this?
So we'll have our own little separate room, and I've been experimenting with this so far with growing small crops. But a fish tank will have tilapia more than likely. And so the tilapia will create the waste that, in combination with the water, creates the necessary nutrients for these plants to sustain life. And so this water from the fish tank will be transferred to another tank, which we'll use to water the plants. And we're really using these vertical towers that hold about 24 plants each, and they have little cups in them for us to set the plants in, and their roots grow inside of the tower. And so the water from the tank shoots up and sprays these roots at all times, keeping them, that's the hydroponic system of it, that they're always submerged in water. But they don't rot because of the oxygen, and the plants themselves aren't getting wet. It's just the root system. So it's renewable, it's sustainable, it's just new experimentation and research abilities for Hopkins County AgriLife to use as we see this form of agriculture grow in the future.
And you'll start with strawberries.
Yes, sir. They're pretty hardy. They do extremely well in these systems, and so we'll start with that because there's also some profit abilities at the end of this as well, to can it, to jam, jelly it, and things like that.
So how many, I don't know how to ask this exactly, but how many strawberry plants at a time will you be trying
We'll
to
have 3 towers at the most to start out with, and those will have 24 plants in them each.
And there will be things for the trustees to do every day to keep this going?
We're also working on creating video curriculum, starting from the very beginning of what is aquaponics, what is a greenhouse, what is a seed, all the way to the very end. So we're going to create these videos for educational purposes, but also be able to share them with surrounding counties so they can implement something of the similar scale as well.
And the Hopkins County Sheriff's Office has okayed this?
Yes, they are very generous to donate the greenhouse itself. So we're working very well together.
And we're looking for this to start sometime in late February, March?
Yes, we'll have a ribbon cutting around March to April for community members to come in and see what it's all about.
Have you met some of the trustees?
Not yet. I have not. I'm looking forward to it. But I'll receive the necessary trustee program. I turn 18 here in a couple days. So once that happens, I'll be able to receive all the necessary training to be able to work alongside them.
And someone, I suppose, a deputy or someone will assist you with this within the sheriff's office?
Yes, it'll just be part of their normal rotational schedule that they do every week.
Well, remarkable thing. So you're an
Thank
FFA.
you. Yes, that's my diehard.
You are probably planning to go on to college?
Giga Maggie's, A&M College Station.
Well, not too surprised by that. Your folks are who?
My parents are James and Jamie VanWinkle. Many people know my aunt and uncle, Robert and Joyce, and then my grandpa, Rip and Judy. Big community members involved in agriculture from the get-go when they owned a dairy back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
And so really my FFA involvement and agriculture involvement all stems from us being the dairy capital of the world at one point. And just that kind of has followed my family lineage, and it got all my involvement started.
And you've been involved in agriculture or dairy work your entire life?
Sadly, the dairy shut down before I was born.
Oh, I see.
But we've switched to beef cattle production, and so we work with the sale barn, and we have cattle on our land most months of the year. So I've watched that my whole life.
Well, Jordan, you're a very impressive young lady.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm sure you have been told that before, but I've met a lot of Sulphur Springs Wildcats that fit into that category. So
of course.
Jordan VanWinkle is with the Sulphur Springs High School FFA, and this is a really interesting program that's starting soon with the Hopkins County Sheriff's
We're looking forward to it.
And the jail and the female trustees there. Great. Jordan VanWinkle, thanks for having that second cup of coffee with us. I'm John Mark Dempsey. This is KSST.